Working ethically, I believe that who I am, what I am doing is upfront. This is what I am doing. Showing something, advertising something, and doing something else is not something that's going to yield you anything.
Hey guys, and welcome back to yet another episode of Entrepreneur Talks. They say the only thing that matters in the field of business is the uniqueness of your idea and a strong plan to make an idea a commercial one. So today we have someone with us who just not only had a unique business concept but also ended up adding value to the life of people around her as well as to the services they provide. So today we have the owner of Blink Nail Studio, Miss Nikita Patel. So welcome to the second episode of Entrepreneur Talk. Thank you for giving us your time.
Most welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, so to begin with, I would like to ask you, how did you come up with this concept of Blink Nails when in Vadodara nobody really knew about this concept?
Yeah, so basically, since school, I was very obsessed with nail polishes, just nail polishes, different poppy colors, French manicure, whatever, which used to always come in trend. So I had no idea, I would come up with my own venture. I always, as usual, I did my BBA, so I always wanted to take up a corporate job. But one thing was very sure, that I wanted to settle in Baroda. So then finding good jobs, good pay, any motivation, it was not working for me. So my first concept was to just take up a basic course for my own self. So then when I got admitted for my course, they taught me, why not start your own thing, and it's so glooming. And so then one day my sister and I, she had also come with me, she's accompanied with me. So then we just realized that, why not give it a try, because any which ways I was very passionate of doing it, and then Baroda didn't have any such thing.
So what was the strategy behind this concept?
So basically, when I took my course, I started practicing and everything. So during my practices, whenever at the weekends I used to come to Baroda, I always, took up small surveys, asking people whether they were interested, whether they were, whether they would agree to pay for such nail arts, because it's little expensive than the regular nail paints what you do. So eventually my survey completely failed, but then I still had that hope that I might still educate them what exactly the concept is, and it might just work. So eventually I started with very basic affordable prices, where like a college, like a teenage girl could also afford, and an auntie with a Mercedes would also give it a shot, try it, everybody could afford trying it. And on the later stage, what did I do? My niche core strategy was pick up one girl from all the groups, those HEP groups, either it's kitty group or teenagers group or some Navrachna IDs or anybody, and did free samples, free sets of nails to them, and they used to market for me, because eventually Baroda is a very small city, so a lot of people know a lot of people. So that's how small strategies that we.
This nail art is a new innovative form of business, and so how did you manage to come up with innovation in this field?
Okay, so basically, as I said, I am a business student, so eventually any field, any business needs upgradation. So every year I make a point, I travel different places, different countries. Even when I'm holidaying, I'll make a point that any place I'm visiting, I'll take up a 2 or 3 days course, basic, to just learn the innovations, what is going across the world, everything. And so because my clients trust in me, but they also have a lot of media exposure, as in social media, then any kind of advertisement that literally attracts them, and they also have their own choices of specific nail art, everything. But I make sure that product wise, technique wise, I'm always upgraded. And I believe in niche art. Basically niche art means I don't want any client who demands any specific design from me and I'm not able to cater. So it is my own efforts that I put into learning all sort of arts, making it available for my clients, everything.
So any innovation which you recall?
I had this last year. I had this wedding of an Indian bride who got married to a Korean guy. So So it was a church wedding as well as an Indian wedding, and they had organized it in Thailand. So basically it was a very big challenge, because you know, you want to give traditional nails as well as like, you know, modern, like, you know, gown nails. So what we did was we picked up the patterns from her own gown, and we mixed match. That was my own creation, and I'm so proud of, like, you know, doing it. And we picked up some prints from her gown, we imprinted exactly, we mixed 2-3 products, did a 3D art and whatever. Yeah, so a lot of times when you know your techniques thoroughly, you can, you know, modernize it, you can cultivate your own self using those techniques. So yeah, these are some innovations that, you know, we've, like, you know, put it through ourselves.
In Vadodara, there are a lot of other nail studios coming up. So how do you maintain your customer retention in spite of so much of competition in the market?
Yeah, so basically when I had started, I think I was the second or the third person, as in starting and putting up a nail studio, and there was not much of awareness. But at this point of time, I think there are more than 20 nail studios that have started, specific nail studios. I'm not even counting salon who does all the nail stuff. Yeah, so basically, like, you know, putting up to the competition is like your usual marketing skills, and you're pushing it to, like, you know, you're more effortly working on it. But yeah, basically surviving through all the competition is first thing I believe in myself. There are, like, I think major 5 factors that are working for me. Like, I thoroughly work ethically. Then I always believe in client satisfaction. Even I have to listen something or I have to put more extra efforts to it, but I thoroughly believe in client satisfaction. Then I am giving nice affordable prices, which is a very big factor in our culture. Like, a lot of people, if you want reputation of the clients, you have to give them what they can afford, like, you know, repeating for reputation. Then utmost thing, why? Because I'm working from here, like in a basement, it also, this factor is also very important, that I give one of the best quality. And I can, like, you know, I have no doubts on it. And I also believe that my after sale service is also very nice. Yeah, so satisfaction only comes, you know, either it's my fault or the client's fault if something chips or something's broken. But my after sale service, like, I'm on my toes to fix it.
It is great to know that you focus on your after sale services, and maybe that's why your customer retention is more.
Yeah.
So if I'm not wrong, you started your business in 2015, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so being a woman entrepreneur, what all challenges you faced, and what all stereotypical like factors were affecting your business?
Okay, so when I started, I had already finished my 4 degrees, 3 degrees to be precise, my graduation, my post-graduation diploma, and my master's. So everybody was okay, you'll take up a good job and whatever. But from home, like, my parents were like, oh, you've studied, like, you know, enough, now you can do whatever you want. So basically, I already took up the course, so, you know, I started you know, advertising and everything. So then my relatives came to know, my dad's friends, my group friends, everybody came to know I'm coming up with this new idea. So basically, my parents were all cool and chill, okay, all girls are doing something very new. But as typical stereotype thinkers, for example, my relatives, they all thought, they came and talked to my parents that, you know, what are the girls up to? They are doing this parlor thing, and parlor thing includes all your waxing, your threading, your hair, blow dries and everything. So that time it was my parents also didn't have this exact idea of what this is actually about. So then my parents had nothing to, you know, explain them. They just kept hearing what the relatives have to say. So from day one, I actually made sure that, you know, this is not a parlor or a salon. This is a studio basically, where innovations, creative things are done. So if still I have put that words in people's mind that this is not a salon, this is not a parlor, it's specifically a nail art studio, where you come, we do a very niche thing which everybody cannot do it, or everybody is not doing it. But you know, others thinking actually reflects. So then, you know, at one point of time you have to prove yourself basically. So if you ask me, from my journey from 2015 till 2019 has been glooming and immensely very satisfying. But if you ask me, I am really thankful is of my elder sister. First of all, my first preference is always her, because she's like a pillar to me. Like, yeah, I am more creative or whatever, but she's so good with people, she's so good with business and everything. Yeah, without her we could have not pulled this any day. Like, everybody knows the fact. Yeah, and then I always believed in myself, but that's not enough. My parents and only my friends have really helped me throughout my journey. Yes.
Okay, so the basic pillars of this business
Yes.
is your sister and
Yes.
your parents.
100%.
And apart from that, who all people were like very supportive for this business and your idea?
To be very specific, 3 of my friends. We are a group of 4. It includes my really dearest best friend, Nikki Zaveri. She's come, she's helped me buy a lot of things in second hand. All my interiors are done by her. She owns this label called Craft Company. So from niche, she started, putting up things which she could also afford by not charging, just supporting. My friends who have helped me get all international products, to my doorsteps. So yeah, only my 2 to 3 friends who have always been so supportive.
Yeah, and your interior is really good.
And thank you.
So earlier also you emphasized on being ethical. So what do you mean by being ethical to your business?
Okay, so basically I've been speaking about working ethically. My definition for working ethically is basically not cheating your own clients, your own dealers, whoever it is, not cheating your own self. Basically, if some of my client just comes and just ask me, okay, ये कैसा है, कैसा लग रहा है, is it suiting me, and just because it's earning me a lot of money, I would not say कि नहीं ये अच्छा लग रहा है. I'll be just honest enough that it's not matching your concept, it's not matching whatever you have it on your mind, your own choice, because just earning like extra some thousands and then she's not satisfied is not gonna earn me anything. I might just lose that client on a longer scale, basically. Yes. And working ethically, I believe that who I am, what I am doing is upfront. This is what I am doing. Showing something, advertising something and doing something else is not something that's going to yield you anything. As I always stated before also, that I have penetrated nails in like as fashion in Baroda, because I always educate my clients. So whenever they are getting their nails done anywhere else than Bling Nails, they should know what exactly it is. Just to loot them for one-time service is not something I believe in. Yes.
So to wrap up this interview, I would like to ask, what advice would you like to give to the young budding entrepreneurs, especially the young girls who would aspire to own a business like yours?
Okay, so if you ask me, as my journey to Bling Nails, I would always want girls, coming up, because if you see with all my batchmates, they've been doing something or the other of their own rather than taking up jobs and stereotype working. So many which were so proud of it, and to the coming young girls and the new generation, in which they are so confident. So I would suggest that utilize your confidence in more innovative way. Like, I would always suggest that be very honest to your own self, to your work very ethically. If somewhere you've committed a mistake or anything, for example with me, if I am wrong, if I've committed any mistake, I'm very loyal and very open and honest enough to tell my clients. Basically, they might not feel right, but they will accept you the way you are and what you've committed. So I think working ethically, working more honestly, I think just helps you. And with today's generation, I would always suggest to be very patient enough. Yeah.
So it was great having you on this episode, and I hope after watching this interview, a lot of people get inspired to have their business like yours, as creative as Bling Nails.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.